And so like plastic surgery seemed this like really big celebrity thing, and now it's high street.
Yeah, anyone
and that's
can
terrifying
do it now, isn't it? Yeah. At the moment, what would you believe society's view of the perfect body to be?
I think it's changed. So I'm 28, and I think when I was growing up, the perfect body image, the perfect body for a woman is quite different to what it is now. I think I grew up in like the wake of like Kate Moss and all of these like supermodels who were really underweight and had the kind of waif look, which was like very boyish, like kind of prepubescent, no body fat at all. It was quite like an aspiration, like a kind of work aspiration, that you'd have to go to the gym a lot and not eat very much, and that really affected, I think, like my own upbringing and my own sense of like my body and what was supposed to look good.
Kind of slim, light-skinned, long-haired. For women, I'd say, yeah. I think from like the whole, this weird Kim Kardashian thing that's gone on, and I know she always gets brought up, but I think it's kind of bigger than that. I think it's worrying as well, that, and you know, even just saying like, oh, I'm happy, I'm curvy, and blah blah blah. I think the idea of this kind of curvy body, but I think there's a lot of problems there in terms of the fact that a lot of those features were features of black women, and those have been like fetishized, and then kind of blackfishing has happened. I think that's a really worrying trend.
I don't know, we have this like, I think it depends. I think like for lots of these people that like watch a lot of porn, they used to see these like augmented bodies into like big hips, big butt, big boobs, but then at the same time you're still seeing like models on every day which are pretty like slim.
Toned, muscular, tall.
I don't know, I feel like maybe with like the whole social media thing, everyone's feeling a little bit more pressure because you compare yourself to other people.
I mean, yeah, you know, like, I remember when like the washboard abs came out.
I think now it's like curvy, where it's like you've got a big butt and you've got big titties, and then you're like thin though, you've got that Coke bottle body, and that's like people don't want to see you like jiggle and move, and they don't want to see like the folds of your skin and like stuff like that. It's like weird because I don't know, like when I think of like art, you want like a bigger canvas to do stuff on, and like that doesn't necessarily mean that like bigger bodies are more beautiful than smaller bodies, but also like this idea of like people having to have like such exaggerated like features, and like I don't know, it's very archaic. It just reminds me of like fertility gone.
Have you ever felt inclined to change your body?
I am very pro cosmetic surgery. I would get cosmetic surgery, and it's not out of insecurity. For me, it's just like, I want bigger boobs. Like, I want them to be bigger. And like, I don't like that I have like a gap. I'd like more like cleavage look. And like, it's only for me though. Like, I think that's the difference. Like, I'm pro cosmetic surgery if you're doing it for you. If you want big double D titties, then you get them. If you want to have a big ass, or you want to get your ribs taken out and have a really hard hourglass figure, or like, even I know people who get fat injected in their hands so they look more youthful. And like, if you want to do that shit, do it, but because you want to, not because people make you feel old or because people make you feel ugly. So
sometimes I feel like, oh, you know, maybe I should like, I wish there was like an instant fix to make my butt bigger and make my hips broader. But I realized that social media is literally people portraying and sharing the parts of their life that they want you to see. And I just remind myself of that, because even when I post pictures, I'm like, from some angles I look so curvy, and I'm like, guys, that's just really just the angle. And I try to always state that in my post as well. Like if I'm looking extra curvy, I'm like, this is not really me. Just to remind people that, yeah, although social media feeds us with all these images and ideas of what we should try and portray, they're not always real.
It was really hard for a while because when I was in high school, I felt very self-conscious about my body, very, very bad body issues. I'm not very large. I'm pretty average size, but I was in high school at an age where like thigh gaps and being super, super thin was the big thing, and that was all over the internet. And I was big on Tumblr when I was in high school, and so that was something that I felt so self-conscious, and that did totally tie into my kind of relationship with sex and with talking about sex even too, because I didn't see myself as something that was like desirable.
Who's someone that you look up to who promotes body confidence?
A few different people. So, for example, do you know BuzzFeed? You know, some of the girls on there, they're very like body positive. One of the girls, her name is Jasmine. She is plus size, fabulous, and she's always posting. I think her Instagram name is like Jasmine Nay. I can't remember.
I think I've seen her.
Yeah.
Is
She has like short hair.
Is it buzz
cut hair? Yeah. And she'll always post photos in like lingerie or like crop tops, like really fitted clothing. And I mean, she looks amazing in all of them. And I just always commend her for being comfortable, like being on the internet in your underwear.
Definitely Jamil. Is that her? Yeah, like I love her. She's
Amazing.
so great.
I think Emma Watson is just amazing every single way.
There are so many, and I'll probably miss loads of them, but Body Positive Panda's fantastic. At first, when I first started doing it, I felt kind of relatively isolated. I felt sort of like I was one of the only people doing it. But the more you dig, the more you find more people, which was fantastic. But it was also trying to find people who were also people of colour and queer as well, so that you expand what you see. I think the Fat Sex Educator is one. They're on Instagram. They're really great, and they work in my program as well. They're like, I go to school in IC, it's the Institute for Sexuality, Education and Enlightenment, and I know they are a part of it.
So for me, it was actually not just looking for, part of it was trying to find women like me, and then as time went on, trying to find women and men who were like me but not exactly the same. So women of different abilities. Samantha Renke is amazing. Jessamine Stanley is fantastic. She does yoga and she is a plus size black woman, plus size queer black woman, and she gives no shits. And I love that.
Yeah.